a song, we run the whole of Switzerland and the whole of Europe, and we run the whole of etc, etc. You don't know, devil shaman says so, me I bat them to the max. And it's like some idiot someone want to stop them from get a piece of the pie. Oh, I'm to no disrespect, could go and die. Yeah, me now. Kia Bamba, them have dubs, we play fast, I play slow, them have flows. Like nobody knows, them kill soul, a sound clash and dance all, and mash up stage.
Welcome to OnlyFriendsOnAPowDay, your one-stop spot for all things snow, mountain and travel. Get all you need to know about epic destinations, inspiring stories from local legends all around the globe, as well as creators, entrepreneurs, brands, owners and more. We are here to talk about what's hot, what's changing the game and what's incoming. Come along for the ride, froth out and let's have fun doing it. So today we are blessed to have the Queen, Anna Segal, with us. Thank you so much for joining us, Anna. If you're not aware of who Anna is, she's pretty much the Queen of Australian slopestyle skiing, Olympian, 2 times world champion, X Games, gold medalist. Yeah, she's been there and done it all. To kick it off, Anna, obviously you've kind of finished your comp after Sochi. What's keeping you busy these days? Obviously, just having a quick chat. You're a mum, you're working full time with Evo, so that's obviously going to keep you busy. But I'm guessing you're in Pemberton. What's going on with Anna now?
Yeah. Hey, Austin, and thank you so much for having me. Super fun to reconnect with the Aussie snow community. It's been a while since I've been up in the mountains in Oz. I really need to make a return. But yeah, life has been very busy. I was joking with my partner the other day that you don't really understand the word busy until you have a kid. I thought I was busy before, but I wasn't busy. I was chilling.
Yeah. I'd have to agree with that. Yep.
Kid, you're just it's nonstop. And yeah, I'm back at work full time. Definitely done a big career transition in the last year. I've stepped over onto the marketing side, which I'm really loving. It's just ready for a change and to kind of expand my skills. And yeah, the baby. I'm about to move house. My partner's going through guiding exams in the mountains. It's all happening. And then on top of that, I live in Pemberton, which is close to Whistler, and we just have all the funnest outdoor activities that are always calling my name. So that keeps me busy. It's fun. It's on my toes all the time.
Yeah. So a lot of hiking still in summer and enjoying the mountains and all that the outdoors can offer you. And then obviously ski as much as you can with a young child when winter's on.
Yeah. Hiking, climbing, trail running. I've started open water swimming in the lakes, which I used to swim open water with my mum when I was younger, and I just got a wetsuit again. So I've started swimming in the lakes, which is really, really fun. You can pretty much do everything here except surf. So I really am jealous that you're in Torquay right now, because that's the one thing that I really miss about Australia is the ocean. But everything else, it's literally out my back door.
Yeah, awesome. So let's get into, how did a girl growing up in Melbourne become a world champ skier? And did you ever think that you'd get to the Olympics and to X Games and have such an illustrious slopestyle career?
Yeah, I think if I boil it down, the 2 things that really got me to where I am in my skiing are my parents and the opportunity that I was given to go skiing in Australia. It's a pretty rare opportunity. There aren't many people that are privileged to be able to go ski every weekend. It's very expensive in Australia. The access, if you live in the city, isn't easy. I just had a really dedicated mum that loved the snow and found that she thought that it brought the 4 kids in our family together really well. And, after a full work week, she got us in the car every Friday night and drove the 3.5 hours to Mount Buller and back in 2 days. So huge props to them. And financially, it's a huge commitment from parents. And I owe so much of that to my parents. And then the other thing that I think that got me to where I am is just my absolute love of skiing and being in the mountains. I love cross country skiing. I loved mogul skiing. I loved racing. I love free ride. I just love all of it. And I think that's the thing that has gotten me through so many obstacles and ups and downs and pushed my skill. I was never a standout. I used to race. I was never a standout racer. I was very average, maybe below average. And then, then I found mogul skiing and I was good, but I wasn't a freak talent, but I just loved it so much. And I tried so hard and I trained so hard. And I think that's what like pure dedication and love of the sport really is what got me to where I am. I'm definitely not like a crazy standout talent or anything.
Yeah, I think that's so true across so many different sports. Like, it's generally not the most talented who will always make it because they get sick of it or they get pushed too hard. It's the ones who stick it out and are dedicated. So there's definitely something to be said about that for sure.
Yeah. I'm like, I think, I don't know. Yeah, I do see a lot of that in like younger kids that are really, really good from a really young age. It's like, I don't know. It's like talent only gets you so far. It's such a, it's a common saying. But I really believe that. And I really believe if like you love something and you're really dedicated to it, like you can make it.
So comp life, Sochi, torn ACL, just missed out on the podium. I know that you're very proud of that, but is there still a part of you somewhere that just wishes you weren't injured and maybe were able to get that medal, or is there no regrets or no looking back in any negative way towards it? Or
no, I definitely had that feeling for, I'm going to say 2 or 3 years after, even like, oh my gosh, what if? And like, just that, like, what if I wasn't injured, or what if I hadn't, had landed that run off? But now, like, I can truly say that now it's just, I don't really think about the Olympics until someone brings it up. I think the Olympics are great, but like, for me, it doesn't define me in any way. And like, I don't have the Olympic tattoo. I don't do a post on Instagram every time it's like Olympic Day. Like, I just like, I think it's I feel so lucky that I got to go and have that experience and be an elite athlete and have all that support and really understand what it takes to get there and to do the thing. But I just don't find that like the Olympics define me. I don't even, when people say, oh yeah, you're an Olympian, I'm like, am I? Oh yeah, I did that. It's just so, I don't know. It's a part of life. It's a thing that happened. It's like, do you remember walking out of an HSC or a VCE exam and being like, oh my God, I didn't do this and I could have got this score. And then like 10 years later, you're like, you don't remember. Like it was just a performance thing that happened that really doesn't affect the rest of your life. Maybe a gold medal might have like earned me the $100,000 or something, but like, people forget. I don't even know who won the last Olympics.
I guess it could have made life easier, but then there's also the media that then you'd have to deal with, which could be painful. And at the end of the day, Anna, I think you're still a 2-time world champion and an X Game gold medalist. So some skiers would say that's more important anyway.
Yeah, I think I've just been through so many other stages since then and had to learn. I think I also got so humbled. Like I got home from the Olympics. I had knee surgery. I went back to university full time. I sat down. No one knew who I was in the class or what I'd done. Like literally no one at my university recognized me the whole year. And then I went back over to Whistler to get into backcountry skiing, and I was kind of starting from scratch again. Like, people knew who I was, that I was a competitive slopestyle skier and I was pretty good, but like I was a beginner in the backcountry. And so I think those experiences really humbled me and then made me realize that like, oh, the Olympics in slopestyle skiing is like such a niche thing. Like you're not out there curing cancer. You're hurling yourself off some ski jumps in an event that like 0.0005% of the world watches, and like you enjoy it, and that's great. But like, is what it is.
I think especially with going back into Whistler, it is the mecca, right, of skiing, and anyone who wants to make it goes to Whistler. There's so many amazing skiers there. Like no one really cares who you are, right?
Yeah, like and there's so much knowledge here. There's so much history here. The people might care, but like, you're not a standout. There's just like so many legends in this small area, and to be on your high horse is a bit silly if you're coming to ski or snowboard in Whistler.
You're definitely just another fish in the pond there, right?
Yeah, it's like rocking up on the North Shore in Hawaii and thinking that you're good at surfing. It's like, well,
everyone's good here. Yeah,
everyone's good here. Like, who cares?
So on that, with your, I think it's fair to say that you're still trying to push the boundaries in a different way with the backcountry. What are you enjoying most about that? How did you develop into the backcountry? Was it slowly but surely, or pushing yourself right into the deep end? How did that develop for you?
Yeah, I mean, I first started backcountry skiing through ski touring, which I really, really love. Yeah, I was just like, I love being outdoors and I love long slogs, and I discovered ski touring, and that was like a cheap way to get out into these amazing zones. And I started with that and did a lot of ski touring in this area. I linked up with my sister when she moved over here and did a lot of exploration and ski touring with her. And I'd say my first year in Whistler, it was like, what's the word for it? I kind of got dragged into some big situations with good people that like really pushed me. So it wasn't like I was trying to like take my tricks to the backcountry and like go and find, poppers and do some cool tricks off. But I didn't really understand like the gravity of like big mountain skiing and like slough management and avalanches. And like I'd always skipped past those parts in ski movies because I thought I was boring. And then I got out there and was like in this crazy terrain and was like, holy shit, how do people ski this? And that really piqued my interest. And so it started moving away from me wanting to try my little like cute slopestyle tricks in the backcountry to being like, I want to understand, I want to learn how to ski this terrain. I want to learn how to manage the risk. I want to learn how to be safe out here. And that just set me on like a whole nother course of like, I still like had fun doing little threes and backflips and stuff, but I wasn't like trying to progress outside of it anymore. I was just really trying to progress my knowledge in the backcountry to help me like ski these really big, massive, steep runs.
Yeah, it gets a lot more interesting when you start reading terrain, I guess, and understanding where, where not to go and where to go and what ridge is safe and not to go into this gully, because it's, I think that's understanding that and thinking about that opens up your whole perspective on it, really, doesn't it?
Yeah, and it's also like being a good partner out there because like, you're out in the backcountry with a few people and you want to be a person that other people want to go with and that other people feel safe around, because when you're out there with someone that's sketchy and is making like questionable decisions, you're not going to be invited back. And so part of me like educating myself and doing the courses and going out there with like people that I could learn from was part of me developing it to be a good backcountry partner and someone that other people also felt safe with. And like the learning is limitless, which is, I think, is really cool. And like I'm really not I wouldn't say I'm progressing the sport anymore. My body's kind of breaking down on me, to be honest. But I still can progress the part of the sport that is like understanding terrain and like route finding and travel and all that kind of thing. So there's still things that you can really do to progress your skiing or snowboarding in the mountains. It isn't necessarily like performance, like physical performance related.
Yeah. No, I feel you. I went to the gym yesterday morning and tweaked my back and can barely walk today. So yes, my body is also breaking down now that I've hit 40. So
yeah,
I can sympathise.
A lot of upkeep when you've
got to stay on top of it. And you still sometimes fall behind when you're trying to stay on top of it. So that's life, I guess.
Life gets in the way.
Yes. So finding the line with your sister, I guess, from what I read into, your sister's this amazing freeride world tour, big mountain skier, kind of went in an opposite direction to you. But I think really with finding the line after an injury for Nat, she was struggling a bit mentally. And I guess finding the line is a lot about you supporting her and her taking a step back to move forward. What was it like working on that with your sister, and some of the footage and some of your rope works and stuff looked pretty gnarly. How was that whole experience?
Yeah, that experience was so cool. Like my favorite part of it was Natalie was living in Chamonix at the time. She'd been there for 4 years on and off, and Nat speaks fluent French, and she was all set up in the village there, and I went over to sort of live with her for nearly a month in Cham and had that like, I'm going to say red carpet experience, because she had the place dialed, she had her ski partners, she knew where to go, she had some good connections, and I really did learn a lot, because I'd never, like, Whistler's one thing in terms of like big alpine terrain. Chamonix is like next level in terms of risk, I would say. And using mountaineering skills with your skiing. And I had no mountaineering skills. I didn't rock climb. I didn't even know how to tie a figure 8 knot. I was like, I'd never done crevasse rescue before. I was practicing like rappelling on her in her apartment the night before that we went out and like rappelled into a huge couloir. So that was a huge learning experience for me and awesome. And I think I went into it like knowing that I had a lot to learn. So I wasn't kind of going in there all high and mighty and thinking that I was just going to like slay the place. Yeah, that was super cool. the film project in itself was like, I described to people as like doing a master's degree. Like we had to learn everything in terms of like film production, directing, budgeting, distribution, and, you know, managing events. We did it all ourselves. And we started the concept and started filming in like 2016. And I think the film was finally released like 2018. So it took like overall nearly 3 years. And then to sell the film took another year. So it was like a 3 to 4 year project. And we poured all our savings into it. Like we had some sponsors, but like, you know, the sponsorship money maybe totaled up to 40 grand, and the whole film production was like 350,000. It blew out. It was like a $350,000 film project.
Yeah.
And we nearly were like in
What
debt.
have we done? Yeah.
What have we done? We're such idiots. And then Red Bull bought the film rights for 5 years, and that just like saved us. It was just like we didn't make any money. We were just like, oh my God, we're not in debt. Oh my gosh. So that was huge. It was like, yeah, I think it taught Nat and I a lot about ourselves under stress, in not just in like a physical environment, but in a business environment. And yeah, when we were deep in the trenches, we were both like, well, what are we doing? We've just like bitten off way more than we can chew. But in the end, I'm so glad that we did that, and we're the best of friends. So afterwards, I think it really brought us closer.
Yeah, that's a huge effort, trying to do that all on your own, especially throwing yourself straight in the deep end, not just in the most intimidating, probably mountain area in the world, but in trying to build a whole movie, do everything yourself. So congratulations to you both. It's awesome and really inspiring. So I think you should both be really proud of yourself. And thank God Red Bull came through and saved you from debt.
Oh, thank you, Red Bull. Yeah, we didn't renew the rights anymore, but we're like, we don't, whatever. I think it's free. It's free to air now on Vimeo.
Vimeo, cool. Yeah. What else have I got to say here? Reflections. I still think you're a huge part of progressing women's skiing, even though your body's breaking down on you a little bit. What do you think still needs to shift, and what does success look like for you now?
What needs to shift in women's sport, in women's skiing?
Yeah. Do you think that it's like, you know, for example, the World Surf League, equal pay for women, they're really letting the women get into the right, you know, pipeline and chopes at the moment, and really giving women a chance? Do you feel like women are getting that chance in, you know, skiing and snowboarding, or is there anything that you think needs to really keep going?
I do think there's been huge progression in increasing prize. I don't exactly know what the prize money is at every contest. Yep. I know that at World Cup it's equal for, like, you know, moguls and halfpipe and slopestyle. I know that at X Games it's equal now. I don't know about the other contests. I'm pretty sure at the Freeride World Tour it's not equal. Someone might correct me on that, but I'm pretty sure it's not. But I think in terms of film projects and inclusion of women with like production crews, that's like taken a massive leap over the last 5 years. And I think that started from a lot of women and girls doing their own film projects, whether it was like Nat and I, or the Blondes, or like Tatum, you know, like individuals going to do. There's like a really cool Arc'teryx movie that came out called Fabric a few years ago. And girls just kind of going out and doing it for themselves and then getting invited on bigger trips. So I think that's huge. I think the one area that's still lacking is sponsorship dollars. I know that generally the women's contracts are a lot less, like sometimes half, sometimes a third of what the guys are in skis, in hardware, in outerwear, in that kind of stuff. And I think that's more like endemic ski and snowboard industry. The girls are just getting paid a lot less. And I think that needs to change, because if there's going to be equality in like how people can spend their time and how people can invest in their future and and like really dedicate to their craft, like that is huge. Support side is huge. And the hard thing about that is that, you know, when you sign sponsorship contracts, there's like it's kind of like an NDA, like you're not meant to discuss what you get with other people. And people also don't want to. People don't want to say, oh, how much are you getting paid? How much did you sign for? There's kind of like this weird taboo around it. So people don't usually know what other people are getting paid and what they're getting paid in comparison. And I don't know how to fix that, but I just wish and hope that like the big brands out there can start getting behind their women as much as they get behind their men. Yeah,
well, very well said. Yeah, I 100% agree. You know, there has been a bit of a shift. But there's, you know, always still work to do in some of those areas. So it's nice to hear it from someone who's, you know, been there and, you know, probably knows a bit better than others. So just some more fun questions now. I love K2 skis as a ski shop guy, especially their power skis. What is your favourite K2 power ski over the years?
Over the year, I was going to say Miss Conda. That's one I used to ski on. Like, what do I ski on? Mindbender.
The Mindbender?
Women's Mindbender 116 is like the sickest ski, and like it's kind of been refined over the last few years. When I first got on it, like their first kind of version, I guess, was like really good and chargy. Like it was really good in like big alpine slopes and for big turns. But for me, I found the sizing hard because like the ski that I wanted to be on was a little bit long in the trees, the tight pillows, but the step down for that was too short for me.
Yeah.
But they've adjusted their size, their sizing, and they redesigned like the rocker profile. And I ski on a 177, 116.
Yep.
Underfoot, and it's.
And what is it? 184 now?
I think so.
Yeah.
And then
I think it used to be a 186 or something.
It was a 179, and then like maybe a 186.
And K2 always used to be a little
longer. They're
bit longer.
Semi-longer.
I'd agree. I felt like the first Mindbenders as well. They were a bit. The mounting point was quite like it was very directional.
Yeah, they're way more. They're way more playful. So I'm gonna plug my computer in really quickly so I don't lose you. Yeah, they're definitely a bit more playful now.
Yeah.
So yeah, the current model, I just love it. And then I ski on the Mindbender 106, kind of as my like a bit of a quiver killer. Like when I go out and I don't really know like if it's going to be a bit soft or it's like I might ski some groomers, or I might be a bit cruddy. Like I'm not really sure. I'll take the 106 out, and I find that one really fun. But I even take the 116 out ski touring because I just know that I'm going to have more fun on it, even if it's a little heavier.
Yeah, I'm pretty similar. I'll ski like a 102, 106 underfoot ski pretty much every day, and then 120 underfoot pretty much 90% of the time in Japan because it's always power.
Yeah, you just get used to.
I think I'd say for me, K2 wise, the Predator was always amazing.
Oh.
The Hellbent, obviously, and back in the day, the pontoon, especially in Japan, not so much on the groomers.
Yeah.
But like we in the shop in Japan, we'd always like hide the Predators away, even though they were getting old because they were just so springy and so much fun.
Yeah.
But I definitely had some really good days on the Mindbenders as well. I just mounted it forward a couple of centimeters, and I felt that went really well for me as well.
Yeah, I think I mount mine like 1.5 forward.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I had them 2 centimeters forward for a bit, and then kind of like I found a happy point at 1.5.
Yeah, I skied it at recommended, and then I played with it 2 centimeters forward, and I had like the best day ever.
Yeah.
And I was like, these are amazing.
Yeah. And it's always good, like sometimes it's even, I don't know, for if you're getting on a ski that you're not really sure, like hit up the pros and ask them. Like I hit up a few people and was like, hey, like a few girls on the K2 ski team, and was just like, oh, I've tried it here, like where have you mounted it? And I feel like when everyone like slides into my DMs and asks me about like ski stuff or like tech stuff or what are you riding or like how do you find this, like I love that. Like I love that people would feel comfortable asking me, and that like I can give that knowledge and like of my experience. I'm like, sweet, yes, please ask me more.
I think that's, if you love skiing, you love talking about skiing.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not in the shop anymore, but whenever someone asks me about something, I froth out because I love it.
Yeah, like I want to share all my anything I can with you, so you don't have to like drill your skis at the wrong.
Yeah, 100%. On that, is there anyone that you have always wanted to ski with that you've had a chance to ski with, or who would be someone that you'd really love to ski with?
Gosh, this is real. See, I didn't read your questions. I should have thought. This is a good one. I would love to ski with that I haven't skied with. Do you know what? I've never really skied with Michelle Parker.
Oh, there you go.
And like, yeah, when I joined K2, she was on the team, and like we've crossed paths quite a bit, but I've never actually like gone out skiing with her on the mountain. And she's my age, but she's been a pro skier since she was like 14, and she was someone that I looked up to a lot and had on my wall. And I just really don't know her very well, and she seems like such a fun person, and I would love to be able to go on like a ski trip with her.
Yeah, she's a charger for sure.
Yeah.
A ski trip that changed your life?
Chamonix. The trip with
I thought you might say that.
Yeah. I think, that got me into, I mean, I don't know if it changed my life, but it changed my hobbies for sure. Maybe it changed my life because I got into
climbing,
and I didn't meet my partner climbing, but he was a climbing guide, so it was one of the things that I kind of like was like, "Ooh, you climb? Cool. That's sweet."
It changed your perspective on things.
Yeah, it like made me want to be a mountain nerd. Whereas before that, I was kind of like, "Oh, those climbing nerds," and then I was like, "Oh, they're really cool, actually."
Yeah.
They're hardcore. So I would say the Chamonix trip just gave me a lot more respect for like the high alpine terrain and mountaineering and that side of the sport, and made me want to pursue that. And it definitely like probably altered my direction in where I wanted to take my skiing.
Awesome. And a good one that I'm trying to ask every guest, but I forgot the last few times. What's the weirdest thing that you've ever seen in a ski resort?
Weirdest?
Or like strangest? Like I know a mate who saw someone poo off a chairlift in Tahoe on a power day.
Gosh!
It was a power day.
Oh my God, it's so funny. I'm like, would I do that? I feel like I just poo my pants.
Yeah, it'd have to be a pretty good day, wouldn't it?
Did he get heckled?
I'm not sure. This was in Tahoe. It would have been 15 plus years ago.
Okay.
I thought of that question because I always think of that story.
I feel like I'm gonna come back to you in a few days and be like, this is actually the weirdest thing. But this is a long time ago when I was like a little mini ski racer. I remember there was this South Korean team skiing at Mount Buller. Like the race team was there training or something. They're like teenagers, and all the kids were wearing their helmets backwards. Like it was kind of cool. Like they were wearing their hats backwards, but they were wearing their helmets backwards, and they were those really like kooky looking race helmets.
Yeah,
and it was
the big. Yeah, I know the ones you're talking about.
Yeah, like it was, and we were all sort of like, what is going on? And the older racers were like, oh, it's like a South Korean thing. They think it's like cool, like when they're hanging out, like chatting to their coach, they like switch their helmets backwards and like walk through the village with their helmets backwards. So not as good as pooping off a chair, but I still remember that from when I was sort of like 11 and think that was really weird.
That is weird. I like that one. That's cool, mate. I guess to kind of wrap up, is there any projects that you're working on at the moment?
Not really. As of when I started working at Evo, that's kind of taken up all my time. In terms of next winter, I'm just kind of crazy. I just want to ski for fun, to be honest. Like I'm not trying to pursue the like elite like sponsorship money or that kind of thing anymore. Like if people hit me up for a photo shoot or like a trip, I'm like definitely down to go. But I think I'm more looking to be like behind the scenes and like helping other people get their projects off the ground.
Awesome.
So I guess I'm working on the new head free ski project as a director.
Oh, awesome.
Just helping like get the storyline together. So it's a head women's free ski project. It's called Elevate. It's just going to be like a 15 to 20 minute project, and just helping Jeff Thomas, who filmed and is editing it, like with the storyline and the thematic kind of like.
Yeah. And you worked with him on 23.4 Degrees, which is an awesome little movie as well. Yep.
Yeah, and worked with him for like all the Blank movies, and he just he hit me up and said, oh, I really need your help on this. Like I need a female perspective, and I need help with the storyline and the themes and the interviews. So yeah, I guess that's what I'm working on. And I think in terms of projects, I just want to be the person that's like using what I've learned to help other people, you know, avoid the stress that Nat and I did, and just help give them some direction and advice. And then obviously working at Evo, I'm doing the social media, but just trying to get like more diverse voices out there and in front of the audiences that we have, and helping people out like that. Yeah, I'm like more the behind the scenes girls now.
Epic. And lastly, you mentioned Vimeo for your movies. Is there any other platforms where people can watch Anna?
I guess Instagram is like kind of where I put most of my stuff, and then Nat and I have a Vimeo channel that's called Birds of a Feather that we've got like a bunch of our projects up on there. Nat's also been producing some really, really cool outdoor projects that she has. Like one of them's, I think it's called People Like Us, and she's working on another one called Beauty in a Fall about a transgender mountain guide and their experience in the mountain guiding industry and their journey. And yeah, so all that kind of content will be up on the Birds of a Feather on Vimeo. And otherwise, yeah, just Instagram for daily happenings and this and that.
Cool. So Insta, Birds of a Feather on Vimeo. I think that just about wraps it up, Anna. I just want to thank you again for your time. I know you're busy working, being a mum, partner's been away. So I really appreciate it. It's awesome to have a chat, mate. You're a bloody legend. And thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you so much, Austin. And yeah, good luck with your back. I hope that all heals up well.
I'll be right. All right. Thanks, mate.
And it's been a long while. Them want a piece of the pie. Whole heap of dope plate and tune off a buy. Food to feed them family, that's no lie. Any idiot little sound try to test them a go die. Them not people. Look how long them a wait. A full time now they get a slice of the cake. No sound fix because them bust through the gate. Through them play a good tune and this a sound the people rate. Them we mash you up. All over the UK, America and JA. People want key a bamba in a dance. Them no business a oh could a friend or foe. Before them play them want them advance. That go sell out them soul for no diamond and gold. Big house, fancy clothes and car. Kia Bamba sound, you know them are the champion. Micah and Killer be a monster.